What's going on, collectors? Optical 20 here for another Hot Toys video review. This time it's the Dark World Loki from the movie Dark World Thor. You can actually still buy this figure at bigbadtoystore.com. Just click the link in the description. This is the Hot Toys Special Edition. So if you don't know, it's an older figure. You know, I decided to review this. It's really kind of downtime in the 1/6 scale right now. There's really no exciting figure coming out. You know, I think the latest one was War Machine from Civil War, and that doesn't really excite me. So I decided, you know what, let me bust out one of the older figures. I don't even have this anymore. I sold this a while back, but you know, I kept the footage. I said, you know what, maybe I'll use it one of these days. And like I said, there's a bit of a downtime, and nothing really excites me these days. I don't know why. Maybe I'm just, you know, kind of losing interest or whatnot. I wouldn't even say that, because still into like Asmus and Enter Bay. It's just Hot Toys just doesn't really catch my attention. But the last purchase that I did for Hot Toys is the Armored Batman, which was back in last September. So yeah, that just tells you what's going on with Hot Toys right now. This is a good figure, to be quite honest with you. I just sold it. I just don't feel like I don't want to dig deep into this line, you know, like the Dark World line. I sold my Thor back then. I just got the Age of Ultron one. But yeah, you can see the hands. It does come with, this is the open palm hands. It comes with this nice, I don't know, like a part of his armor kind of thing. So it's like there, it's attached. Can't detach it, but it's nice paint job right there, as you can see. It's a bit of a weathering. It comes with decent amount of accessories, not as much as the first Loki from the Avengers. That one is just loaded with the helmet and all that stuff. But it has its pros and cons. As you know, the biggest pros I would say is the price. The Avengers Loki just shot up in price. I think it's like $350 at least right now, and you can buy this figure new for $211 at Big Bad Toy Store. It comes with a dagger. It also comes with the shackle. You know, it comes with decent amount of accessories. Like I said, you know, the dagger looks pretty cool right here. It's not die cast, it's all plastic, but as you can see, the paint application is pretty nice. You know, it looks like one of those antique bronze you know, dagger. I kind of regret selling this, to be quite honest. I sold this for pretty cheap as well, and this is the exclusive edition. I think I sold this for $150 if I'm not mistaken, locally. And you know, there was a point where I just don't like seeing him in my shelf. I feel like I'm wasting a space. But looking back at it now, maybe I shouldn't have. But you know, I think I always have a chance for another Loki. There's another. The good thing about this Marvel figures is you always have a chance. So you can see here, there's the shackles that he does have. He has some markings on it, which is pretty cool. It's light. It's made out of plastic, so you don't have to worry about it. You know, putting stress in your figure and whatnot. It's pretty okay. You know, you'll be fine. But it looks real. You know, I like the paint application. It looks metallic. Even the chains right there. Like I said, the markings and everything. So it's pretty easy to assemble, you know, and it comes with a standard generic stand, Loki. I haven't seen this kind of oval stand in a while. Like I said, normally Marvel figures now comes with this like this hexagon type of stand, and this is the exclusive edition, the Ether. If you do, you know, happen to, let's say, pre-order this back in the day, I'm sure you can still find one on eBay. And they're also selling this like a bootleg version for $29, I believe. There was a point, I haven't seen it in a while, but if you just got the regular version and you really needed this version, then I would say just pick up the bootleg version on eBay for like $29. It lights up as well. It does light up, but it's not, you know, it's not overpowering. It's okay. Even the you know, you can see here the look. It looks really plasticky. But I guess it's better than nothing, you know. It's pretty cool for a special edition, I guess, you know, especially if you're trying to collect all the like the Marvel stones and whatnot, the Infinity Stones. So you know, I know it's a part of that. And let's jump into the figure. it's a pretty nice figure. The outfit is on point. I would say it's very, uh, very nice how it's tailored. It's form fitting for him. It doesn't restrict so much movement from him, but I would say the tailoring between this and the Avengers version, I would say I would give the nod on this guy, even though I haven't really seen the Avengers. I've seen it on pictures and whatnot, but they were just starting. I think on the Avengers version, they are starting to bloom, and a lot of collectors still clamor that Avengers version. I would say mostly for the helmeted look, and I'm surprised that there isn't a you know somebody who like a customizer who's made a bootleg version of the helmet that would actually fit this head sculpt, because this is more accessible now than the first Avenger, and honestly this is a better head sculpt in my opinion. So you can see here, that's a really nice he got some really bedazzled outfit right there, which is pretty cool. I like it. Loki is I actually like Loki better than Ultron. Between the two Avengers, I think he's more cunning and he's a better villain in my opinion than Ultron. And Ultron has so much potential, and I actually, I kind of like the movie, but not really. But I would say it's because of the weak Ultron. He looks cool, but he didn't really do much. Loki, on the other hand, in First Avenger, I don't know if it's necessarily him or just the mystique of the First Avenger that I kind of like it more. But overall, I really like Loki. He's even though I'm not a big Marvel fan, so I only heard about Loki on the movie, on the First Avenger. So not a big fan of his. Didn't even know who he was till that movie. So don't comment if I I didn't say anything right, or I mispronounced something about him, or didn't know his background or whatnot. I really don't care about his background. But as a figure, he looks pretty cool, Like I said, the small details on his outfit, you can see that bedazzled thing on his arm, his armor's right there. Can't remember if it restricts his movement. I know he doesn't have ab articulation, but other than that, I think he's pretty much well articulated, even with this pretty intricate outfit that he does come with. And what's the best option for him too is because he doesn't come with a scepter. So if you do have like Bruce Banner, or I'm pretty sure you can buy one on eBay, it's the shorter version, although it's not the longer version that was used on the Avengers, which I think is better. It will do. And as far as the head sculpt, I think it's a tremendous head sculpt. It's a pretty strong head sculpt. I do like it. The hair sculpt is pretty solid as well. So you can see there, really, really nice overall figure. You can see kind of where the hair ends and meets, but that's all right. Wow, look at those eyes. He does have the hairline is on point. I think it's a pretty nice head sculpt, to be quite honest with you. You can't go wrong with it. It's a lot better than the Avengers version as well. I would say the only downside to this, or the only thing that the Avengers version is better, is the helmet. Like I said, for any customizers out there, I know it might not look as good because he doesn't have the coat and everything, but I'm sure collectors will find a way, or customizers. But first and foremost, he needs to have that helmet. I'll throw in a couple of poses here before we call it a wrap. That's him holding the ether with the dagger. I don't know if you remember from the scene. That's what he used. Stab Thor. Pretty nice, because of Loki's character, there's a lot of poses that you can put him in. He's the villain. I would say the prototypical villain that is kind of cunning and heartless and all that stuff. Although in the movie, in Dark World, kind of deceived Thor there towards the end, but he looks better too. You'll see it later on in the poses, I would say. I don't know if I can't remember if I did, with the Chitauris, kind of like a reminiscing of Avengers 1. Although this is not the same outfit, or it doesn't represent that movie, yeah, it's still Loki. You know, you can't go wrong with that. And this is him with shackles. Shackles are pretty nice, like I said, but kind of limited in what you can do with shackles. So this is pretty much the only pose that you can put him in shackles. I guess you can move the hands a little bit up or down or whatever the case might be, but you know, you're pretty limited because, you know, realistically, what else can you do if you're in shackles? You know, it's supposed to restrict your movement and all that stuff. But yeah, turning around here, as you can see, it's a nice, decent figure. You know, this is one look, but again, you know, this is the only look that you can put him in if you decided to go with the shackle look, which is not bad. That fake leather that he is flowing around with his bedazzled outfit is pretty nice. Something that I do like. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, if you have Thor as well, I mean, you can't go wrong. I wish we would see him more, you know, not just in Thor Ragnarok, which is, I don't know if it's slated to come out this year or next year. Hopefully we can get the Loki that we wanted, which is the helmeted version, which is, you know, I guess that's what's putting some collectors off regarding this figure is they're still stuck with that look where he does have a helmet, and I don't blame them because it looks pretty badass. But if you ask me, I'm not gonna pay even $350 for the old Loki just because he's wearing a helmet. You know, it's Loki at the end of the day. Secondary character, I wouldn't say secondary character because he's the main villain, but I can live without Loki, man. I can put that, let's say, $350 or $400 towards a better figure or two figures than to have one Loki. You know, if you just want to have Loki in your collection, I would say pay the most. I would say the most thing that made sense is pick up the Dark World Loki, even though it's not, you know, your first preference, but it just makes a whole lot of sense. At the very least, this is gonna be $100 cheaper, at least, you know, if not doubled. So, and it still looks pretty darn impressive. You know, he with a scepter, with you know, kind of the Bruce Banner scepter that I have. You know, it matches well as well. You know, it matches pretty nice with him. He got the holding hands as well, so, you know, can't really complain. And that is pretty much it for Loki. Nice figure. You know, like I said, it's still available at Big Bad Toy Store. So if you want to wait for the Ragnarok Thor or Loki, you could do so. But who knows when it's gonna come out? You know, normally we got figures from Civil War that hasn't come out yet, so that gives you an idea. We have figures from Age of Ultron that has not come out yet. I'm talking about you, Hulkbuster. You know, I'm not gonna buy that $800 figure. You know, I never will, ever. Even if it goes on sale for 50% off, it's just too big, too expensive, and I don't know. I'm just not a big Iron Man fan to buy that, but. Like I was saying, you know, there's a bit of downtime as far as 1/6 scale figures are coming out. If you decided to wait for Thor Ragnarok, I might do so, but I have all the time in the world. I don't need him in my collection. But you're gonna wait for at least a year. I don't know when it's gonna come out. If it comes out on 2018, then you won't see that figure till 2019. So that's a long time just to wait for a Loki. In the meantime, if you just want to, you know, like I said, satisfy your craving for a Loki, this would do. I wouldn't pick up the Avengers version. It's just a tip. You can do whatever you want with your money. But, you know, if it's even for $300, it's an older figure. So